approach, good evening, American 1479.
Los Angeles International Airport, or LAX, is one of the busiest and most well-known airports in the world. It's the gateway to Hollywood, a global hub for travel, and a place that sees millions of passengers every single year. But despite its status and the glamour associated with Los Angeles, LAX is facing a crisis that threatens its reputation and its ability to keep up with the growing demands of modern air travel. What exactly is going wrong at LAX, and why is the race to fix it so urgent? LAX has been synonymous with long lines, heavy traffic, and a complex layout that confuses even seasoned travelers. But none of these issues compare to its biggest challenge: outdated infrastructure that struggles to meet the needs of today's passengers. The airport's problems are more than just inconvenient, they're beginning to affect safety, efficiency, and the overall passenger experience. But why is it so hard to fix an airport as vital and iconic as LAX? And can these efforts really turn things around, or is it too little too late? Let's rewind. When LAX was first developed in the 1930s, it was designed for a much smaller scale of air traffic. Back then, no one could have predicted the explosion in air travel that would turn this modest airport into a sprawling international hub. Today, LAX is the second busiest airport in the United States and the fourth busiest in the world, handling over 88 million passengers a year. That's almost double what the airport was originally built to handle. So why hasn't the infrastructure evolved along with the demand? How did LAX fall so far behind? The scale of LAX's issues means that fixing them isn't as simple as renovating a few terminals. The airport needs a complete overhaul, a transformation that can handle future demand while keeping up with the technological advancements. To solve this, Los Angeles World Airports, the organization that manages LAX, has launched the LAX Modernization Plan, an ambitious, multi-billion-dollar redevelopment initiative aimed at addressing the airport's biggest flaws. But will this massive project be enough? And can it be completed in time to prevent LAX from falling further behind? One of the biggest pain points for travelers is traffic congestion. If you've ever driven to LAX, you know how frustrating it can be to navigate the web of terminals and parking lots. Have you ever been stuck in gridlock, wondering if you'll make it to your flight? During peak times, just getting into the airport can take longer than the flight itself. Why is traffic so bad? And what's being done to fix it? One of the cornerstone projects of the LAX Modernization Program is the Automated People Mover, or APM. This electric train system, expected to be completed by 2024, will connect the airport's terminals to a new multimodal transit hub, allowing passengers to bypass the congested terminal loop. Imagine being able to glide past traffic and get to your terminal without the stress. Sounds good, right? The APM will also link to new off-site parking structures and consolidated rental car facility, which means fewer cars clogging up the roads around the airport. But here's the big question: will the APM be completed in time for the 2028 Summer Olympics, when the city will be under immense global scrutiny? It's not just traffic that's a problem. LAX's terminals are woefully outdated compared to other major international airports. Have you ever felt cramped and rushed while trying to navigate through LAX? Well, you're not alone. The airport has a reputation for limited seating, outdated facilities, and a lack of amenities. The recent modernization efforts have focused on updating several terminals, but only a few have seen significant improvements. Why is it taking so long to modernize all the terminals? Each terminal renovation is like a puzzle, requiring coordination between multiple airlines, contractors, and airport management, all while keeping the airport fully operational. Unlike a typical construction project, LAX can't just shut down a terminal for months on end. Every renovation has to be carefully staged to minimize disruption, and that complexity adds time and cost to every phase. Is this piecemeal approach really the best way forward, or is it just dragging out the process? Even with new terminals and improved transit, the airport's biggest challenge remains its capacity to handle future demands. By 2030, the number of annual passengers is expected to surpass 100 million. Can LAX really expand enough to accommodate this growth, or will it buckle under the pressure? To address this, the LAX Modernization Program also includes the construction of a new midfield satellite concourse, which will add more gates, more space, and modern amenities. But again, time is a critical factor. Will these upgrades be completed before the airport reaches breaking point? Security is another key area of concern. While LAX has made efforts to streamline security checkpoints, the layout of the terminal means that screening areas are often cramped and chaotic. Have you ever been stuck in one of those long TSA lines, wondering why it seems to move slower than other airports? That's because LAX's older terminals weren't designed with modern security in mind. Upgrading security areas in such a busy and confined space is a logistical nightmare. Can the airport upgrade security without making things even more congested? And what's at stake if LAX can't get this right? The airport's reputation is on the line. LAX has consistently ranked low in customer satisfaction surveys, trailing behind newer, more modern airports like Singapore's Changi or Qatar's Hamad International. In a city like Los Angeles, where image is everything, an outdated and inefficient airport is a serious problem. Beyond reputation, there are economic implications too. LAX is a critical economic engine for the region, supporting more than 600,000 jobs and generating billions in revenue. If LAX can't keep up, it risks losing its competitive edge as a global transit hub. How much longer can the city afford to let its main airport struggle? It's not all bad news. Despite the challenges, LAX's modernization is already showing positive signs. The newly completed Terminal 1.5, which connects Terminal 1 and 2, has streamlined passenger flow and created more space for security and amenities. Similarly, the revamped Tom Bradley International Terminal now offers world-class dining and shopping, attracting high-profile retailers and making layovers a little more bearable. But will these improvements be enough to shift LAX's reputation from frustrating to fantastic? Community impact is another crucial part of the equation. LAX is located in a dense urban area, surrounded by residential neighborhoods that are directly affected by the noise, traffic, and pollution the airport generates. To mitigate this, the modernization plan includes noisy reduction measures, improved soundproofing for nearby homes, and environmental initiatives like installing solar panels and using greener construction materials. But are these efforts enough to balance the negative impacts, or is it just damage control? There's also a question of sustainability. With airports being notorious contributors to carbon emissions, how is LAX planning to become more eco-friendly? The modernization program includes a commitment to reducing the airport's environmental impact through energy-efficient designs, electric ground support vehicles, and better water management systems. The new facilities are being built to meet LEED, which is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design standards, and the automated people mover will be electric, reducing the reliance on gas-powered shuttles. But in the race against climate change, are these efforts enough, or is LAX just scratching the surface? Ultimately, the race to save LAX isn't just about fixing its current problems, it's about future-proofing one of the world's busiest airports. As air travel continues to grow, will LAX become a blueprint for other aging airports, or will it be left behind as a relic of the past? With billions of dollars on the line and a ticking clock counting down to the 2028 Olympics, the pressure is on to get it right. Can LAX emerge from this massive overhaul as the world-class airport Los Angeles deserves, or will it continue to be plagued by delays, complaints, and frustration? The stakes are high and the clock is ticking. Los Angeles World Airports is betting that the LAX Modernization Program will be the answer to the airport's woes, but only time will tell if it's truly enough to transform LAX into a global leader. What do you think? Can LAX pull it off, or will it remain stuck in the past? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.